All right, welcome back. It's Back to the Basics, and today we are talking about Traceroute. How do I troubleshoot the path? I don't know. Let's talk about it. Let's go. All right, we're back and we are talking Traceroute, one of my favorite network troubleshooting tools. So what is Traceroute? Traceroute is a path debug tool, essentially. It will tell us if I'm connecting from one point on the internet to another, the path in which my traffic is flowing. Well, why would I want to know the path that my traffic is flowing? Well, let's say I'm going from California to New York, but for some reason, I typically get, 100 milliseconds of latency, and now I'm seeing 300 milliseconds of latency, and I want to tell my provider or carrier where I'm seeing a problem. So I can run a trace route from my source IP address to my destination IP address. It's going to tell me the path, and then there may be a hop in there, what we call them hops. It's basically a router, a layer 3 boundary. I'm going to see a hop in there that has a lot of high latency. And so maybe I'll give that to my provider and they can make some adjustments on their end to route around that traffic. And in some cases, they may find that they've got a device with a problem. So Traceroute is a great debugging tool when trying to see the unknown, and that's the internet. What path is my traffic taking over the internet? And can I optimize the path to improve my performance? So how does Traceroute work? Well, it can use ICMP or it can use UDP. You're simply going to type, depending on the device, Traceroute, Traceroute, depending on what type of OS or device you're running, and then the destination IP address. Then it's going to use ICMP or UDP along each interface at each device, and it's going to report back the IP address and the latency to that device. Now, what are some caveats? Well, some devices don't allow ICMP or they rate limit it because providers want to maybe conserve CPU. They may block it altogether or they may rate limit it. And so you may not see, you may just get asterisks and you may not get a lot of detail on a hop by hop basis, and then all of a sudden you start getting more detail. That's just the nature of the beast. Some people block it, some people don't, but for the most part, you can run a trace route successfully through the internet and see where you're getting latency injected in your path. Traceroute, what does it do? Troubleshoots the path. If you're having latency between 2 points on the internet, I love using that tool if you're trying to dissect something over the internet or even in your environment, your internal network. And you can also detect things like routing loops, like if something was misconfigured or misbehaving in your environment, you can troubleshoot network issues. If I said anything in this video that you go, hey, I'd love to know more about that, make sure you leave a comment, like, subscribe, and we will see you on the next Back to the Basics. Thanks for watching.